We are in our last quarter of the year. It's hard to believe it, but before you know it, we'll be celebrating New Year's. So I want to help you create your last quarter push to help make this year successful. So I want to help you check in with your goals and push forward to make them happen. Even if you don't remember your goals or you didn't have goals this year, I'm going to be helping you at this session. So welcome and join us, and I'm welcoming people as they join in. I see Eileen is with us, and welcome Eileen, always a joy to see you. I hope you and your family are doing well. I see other people are joining in as well, and I am delighted to see people. It's always a joy to welcome you in and to start our helping session. I see Angela is with us, so hello to Angela. And if you're here with us, I see we have a few people here. Please write in the comments hello to everybody or hello to me. I love having everybody as a community, and so that we can all be here for each other. And it really raises my spirits, and I think everybody's spirits. I see Brenda wrote, hello, thanks for having me here. Brenda, it is a joy to have you here. It is a joy to have everybody here. And I am so excited, so charged about this session, because this session is about moving ahead. It's about accomplishment. It's about success. So we are talking today about moving in, and we are in the final quarter of 2023. I want you to be able to say, this was a year of success. This was a year I made things happen. This was a great year. Even if you feel like you've fallen off track, we're going to talk about what to do to be on track and to plan for success. So I want to mention that, people sometimes say to me, I have goals, I remember them, this is what I've accomplished, this is what I haven't accomplished. Some people say to me, I've had goals, but I've fallen off track, I just got too busy, or I lost my attention. And some people say, I just am so busy, I forgot my goals. I don't remember if I even created goals. And that's all okay, because we are going to catch up. I'm going to help you catch up today and this week. And before you know it, the new year will be with us. So I want to help motivate you. I want to help give you support so that you can move forward. So what I'd like you to do is picture yourself at the last New Year's, when we were at 2022 moving into 2023. What were the issues on your mind? What did you want to accomplish this year? What goals did you have? Do you remember your goals? Do you have them written down? Or do you remember what issues were on your mind? What about for your work? What job were you working at? Is it still the same? And what was going on with work? Did you want to change things at work? Were you thinking about getting a new job? And if you did, have you? Did you want to change what you're doing at work? Did you want to get different type of experience so you can move into something different? So with work, did you succeed? Did you succeed partly, completely, or no change? What about at year's beginning? What was going on with your family? What was prominent and what was on your mind and important? What about family did you want to handle? Any special milestones or developmental issues? Any relationship issues that you wanted to improve on? And did you move forward on them, or did you get stuck and forget about moving forward? And what about home did you want to accomplish? Did you want to reorganize or clean up the clutter or do some renovation or changes? And what about goals for yourself? which I always tell you are important, goals for yourself and me time, and self-supporting goals. What did you get done? For many, it's weight loss or starting an exercise program or some stress management or participating in sports or arts or a community group. So I'm really, wondering if you remember and if you keep track. And if you don't, coming up, I'm going to be teaching you to keep track better of your goals, of your aims, of your wants, of your needs. This is an important issue. I want to address the question, what if you didn't have any goals? What if you don't have goals? Some people say, I'm just too busy. I'm just trying to survive and get through the days. And if that's the case, I just want to let you know that even if you feel that way, that tells me even more that you need some carefully crafted goals. Because if you don't have goals, if you don't know where you're going, then you're living what I call living a random life. You're taking whatever comes. You're living a default life. And I want all of you here to create your best life, not to accept just whatever happens, but to engineer, to create, to design your best life. And if you really follow the recipe for goals and plans, you can create that pathway. And again, like a GPS, you can get from here to where you want to be. So again, for those of you who are still developing your goals or whether you're reviewing your goals, let's talk about types of goals. So I categorize them, and one category is personal goals. So for some people, it's, I want to get into better shape. I want to lose weight. I want to start an exercise program. I want to learn to speak a foreign language, maybe Spanish. I want to learn to play the piano. I want to learn a new computer program that will help me at work. Whatever your personal desires are, it's important to really keep track and think to yourself, what is it that I want to do? And what about work-related goals? Are you happy at the work you're doing? And if you're not completely, totally happy, what can you envision in your mind that would make the best work for you? What would really be invigorating, exciting, and fill your heart to be doing? And then let's reverse engineer and think, well, what do you have to do to get there? When can we get that done? How can we get that done? I help a lot of my clients really reverse engineer, and I describe that because sometimes you can do that on your own, and sometimes people want my help to do it. And either is fine. What about taking care of your home? Are you into a phase where you really want to clean up the clutter or reorganize or renovate something or get some new furniture or equipment or other home-related needs? And what about me time, your needs? Do you want to start to meditate or do yoga or go running? Or, and this applies to a lot of the mothers that I talk to, do you just still want to get out of the stress cycle, feeling stressed every day, feeling that you have too much on your plate? And if that's the case, you just need strategies to cut the stress. It's really easy to do that. You can do that. A lot of mothers want to get out of what they describe as the hamster wheel of the cycle of success and feel more in control of their lives. And the good news is that you can do that. Some of the women that I speak to want to improve their relationships with a spouse or a partner or with their children, or help their children get through various developmental stages. Maybe it's to sleep through the night, or maybe it's to handle tantrums in the younger kids, or to help build independence in the teens and tweens, or handle screen time with kids of any ages. So how do we reach goals? One, it really is to sit down and think specifically in each of the areas that I talked about. What is important to you? If you can't clarify a goal in your mind, it's really going to be hard to create a pathway. So it's really important to have a clear goal of exactly what you envision, how you want things to look like. And then it's really important to create a path of steps of how we can get there. And a lot of people like my help to do that. And they find it complex and complicated. Even though it's their life, it's hard to figure out how to really get there. How are you going to lose weight? How are you going to get that new high-tiered job that you'd really like to get to? So again, we want to review and assess what is it that you'd like to accomplish. So I want to talk for a moment. If you didn't meet your needs this year, if you haven't reached your goals yet, let's talk about some obstacles that might have gotten in the way. And by being aware of these obstacles, we can hopefully prepare for them and prepare to go over and get past these obstacles. So this is what I hear from a lot of the mothers that I speak to. One is that life gets busy and I forgot about my goal. I forgot about staying on track. I forgot about the steps that I wanted to do. Women sometimes tell me, I forgot to monitor my progress. I lost track, and before you knew it, it was 6 months. Before you knew it, we're in the last quarter, as we are now. And if you find that is an obstacle for you, keeping track, staying accountable, staying on your goals, and keeping up with your steps, I have really good news for you. I am going to be starting some groups coming up soon and in the new year of women like you, like the women in our group, who want some help to meet with some regularity so that you know I can help you stay on track and that we can talk and review what your goals are, what your steps are, whether you're meeting your goals and your steps. A lot of people say that if I leave it to them or if it's left to them, it's going to fall through the cracks. But if they know they have an appointment coming up, if they know they have a meeting coming up, it's going to be much more on their mind that they need to take these steps. They'll remember to take these steps. If it would help you to have someone to work with, and there are various ways of working with me, you should schedule an appointment soon because I am going to be having my slots filled up. There is only one of me and a lot of people who want to work with me. So if you're even thinking of it, schedule an appointment and I can see if we can find out what it is that you need and how I might be able to help you. Again, if you do need help visiting and revisiting your goals and staying on your steps and sometimes pivoting or finding a new pathway, if you find some difficulty, it can be helpful to have somebody. You don't have to do this alone. And again, a lot of people say they lost their track. What I hear from a lot of mothers also is that left on their own, they realize that they deprioritize their own needs and their own plans in the interest of their family and kids and partner and work. And what happens to their needs and their goals, it just falls through the cracks. So again, if you can have somebody to remind you and help you and watch with you to review, I am happy to have that conversation with you. You are welcome to schedule an appointment and we can discuss what that might look like. What I'd like to suggest is that you take a pen and a paper and take a few minutes now to think, and you can write this down. What do you want to accomplish? What changes do you want for work? What changes do you want for your home physically? And what about changes or updates, upgrades with your family? Any relationship issues, any bonding issues with your kids, any developmental issues, or just creating interesting family time. And again, don't forget yourself. What do you want to accomplish for yourself to make your life better, less stressful, and more successful? Again, we will plan specific steps. You can plan the steps, or I can help you plan the steps, and we'll monitor to make sure they get done, to change course if we need to, if there are changes that are needed. So again, I'm really excited to work with you. There is still plenty of time to say this is going to be your successful year, to get you back on course now, and to get you ready to start a great year ahead. So if you feel that you haven't really been on course this year and you want to change course, you want to be more accountable to your goals and your needs and your pathway to success, there are some suggestions right here in terms of moving forward. We want to make sure you have clear goals that are very specific so you know what you want to accomplish. We want to make sure you have very clear steps which very clearly show you the pathway of how you're going to get from where you are to where you want to be. So I want to remind you that if you think about where you were last year at the beginning of the year, from December to January, and where you are now, if you feel that you're not as far ahead as you'd like to be, I want to remind you that if you keep doing the same thing, you're not magically going to move forward. I want you to intentionally take steps to move ahead. I don't want you to get to the end or the last quarter of 2024 and feel, I'm in the same place I was in last year. I really want you to get into the habit and into the action of moving ahead, of moving into your best life, of no longer accepting that random life, whatever comes, the default life. I want you to be engineering and creating that life that you dream of for yourself and your family and your work and your home. So again, I hope this is helpful to you. If you'd like to speak to me further about any of this, feel free to schedule an appointment with me. Make sure that you check in the group during the week for all of the recommendations I'm going to put in there and the polls that we'll have in there so that your voice is heard. And again, make it a habit. Make sure you join us every Sunday night. I am working on my topic for next Sunday night, and it's going to be really good. So make sure you join us then. It's really been a joy seeing all of you here. I am always delighted to help you and help you plan to move forward. So I will see you in the group during the week, back here again at our regular time together next Sunday. And let's talk again soon.